They say the scariest thing about growing old is watching your phone stop ringing. But what if I told you that the moment everyone leaves you is actually the moment your real life begins? The silence isn't a curse, it is the loudest signal that you are finally free. Time is a ruthless subtractor. Eventually, children move away to build their own empires, leaving empty nests behind. Friends drift into the fog of memory, and spouses may become strangers or pass on. In our youth, we are conditioned to lease our happiness from others, defining our worth by who stands next to us. But inevitably, the noise stops. For the unprepared, this silence brings terrifying isolation. But for the wise, like the sage Aurelius, it is simply the clearing of the stage. Aurelius does not chase those who leave. He understands the profound difference between isolation, which is a lack of people, and solitude, which is the presence of self. Picture him sitting by a sunlit window, a book in one hand and steaming tea in the other. He isn't glancing at the door, hoping for a knock. He is engaged in a silent, rich dialogue with his own soul. He knows a secret most miss. The world can only lend you happiness, but true joy must be manufactured internally. To master old age, one must cease being a social animal and become a sovereign spirit. As the outside world accelerates beyond understanding and the body begins to slow, the mind desperately seeks an anchor. For Aurelius, this anchor is found in the sanctity of routine. He firmly believes that true freedom is not the license to do whatever one pleases, but the discipline to do what is necessary. Without a rigid structure, an elder's life risks becoming a terrifying void filled with aimless anxiety. He wakes every morning with a clear purpose, never asking, "What should I do today?" because the answer is already written in his habits. His daily cleaning is not merely a chore, it is a profound meditation. As he meticulously dusts his shelves, he is simultaneously organizing his thoughts. He knows that a cluttered home reflects a cluttered soul, a trap many fall into. He sees neighbors buried under piles of old newspapers and dusty memories, paralyzed by nostalgia and frozen in a time that no longer exists. Aurelius chooses a different path, one of deliberate lightness. He regularly purges the unnecessary, burning old letters that no longer serve him and donating clothes worn decades ago. He understands a fundamental truth. You cannot walk confidently into the future while dragging the heavy baggage of the past behind you. By maintaining absolute order in his physical space, he constructs an impregnable mental fortress. Inside this small, tidy apartment, chaos cannot enter, and anxiety cannot breach the walls. Here, amidst the quiet order, he remains the undisputed master of his domain. Beyond the quiet walls of his sanctuary, the world remains loud with judgment. Society often looks at the elderly with a mix of pity and dismissal, labeling them grumpy or past their prime. But Aurelius has reached a state of enlightenment where praise and insult feel exactly the same, irrelevant. He observes his neighbor, Julian, who is the same age yet lives in misery. Julian is trapped in a theater of validation, loudly boasting to neighbors about children who never visit, desperate to maintain an illusion of a perfect family. Julian is a slave to the gallery, terrified of the silence. Aurelius, in stark contrast, refuses to perform for an audience. He wears clothes that offer comfort rather than style, and speaks truths without sugarcoating them. He feels no need to apologize for his existence. When he encounters younger people who misunderstand his solitude or judge his pace, he feels no urge to correct them or defend his dignity. Instead, he offers a faint, knowing smile and continues his walk. He understands now that their opinions are not facts, they are merely reflections of their own deep-seated fears about aging and irrelevance. By saying no to the addiction of approval, Aurelius has achieved a profound liberty. He has stepped off the stage, realizing he is no longer an actor in someone else's script, but the sole author of his own. This journey leads to a singular, undeniable truth. Aging is not a tragedy of subtraction, but a triumph of distillation. As the years pass, we strip away the fake friends, the accumulated clutter, and the hollow praises to reveal the unblemished diamond of the true self. Aurelius understands that the only relationship that endures from the first breath to the last is the one you have with yourself. To betray that bond is to have nothing at all. He practices the deepest form of freedom, self-fidelity. He lives strictly for an audience of one. Every morning he shaves with precision, not for a potential visitor, but out of respect for his own reflection. At dinner, he sets the table with his finest silverware, honoring the meal even though he eats alone. He reads poetry aloud to his cat, his voice filling the room, not to impress a crowd, but simply to taste the beauty of the words. These small acts defeat the emptiness. Life is found in the texture of the day, not the grand finale. Like a gardener who tends to tomatoes, not for the harvest, but to witness the miracle of growth, Aurelius finds purpose in the process itself. Standing in his quiet, orderly home, he is alone yet fully populated by his own spirit. He has become his own law, his own comfort, and his own destination. He is not waiting for the end. He is, for the first time, truly living. If this story resonated with you, and if you believe that true happiness comes from within, please take a moment to like this video. It helps these ideas reach those who might be feeling lost in the silence. Which of these 4 pillars, solitude, routine, indifference, or self-fidelity, do you need to build in your life right now? I would love to read your thoughts in the comments below. And finally, if you wish to continue this journey of wisdom and self-discovery, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Join us as we explore the art of living well. Until next time, find your peace and be your own best company.